insane either way, baby. We could go all night. We could do it all night. We could go all night, all night. Do we heal, do we bleed? I'ma follow your lead. We could go all night.
I've been calm, cool, collected, but you pushing on my nerves. And I knowing your intention, I'm under pressure. Okay, I'm admitting that a couple things I said got acidic in the tone. In the presence, I get careless. Long as you know I come with imperfections. When you look at me, you see the soul through my flesh. You something special. Know you looking bomb, the way you dressing, gone flex it, hold it still and let my mind digest. You got the leverage, you got the upper handle on the situation. You worthy of a million more of the storms that we weathered. We fight retreating, then fuck, but you trying to kill the cycle. When nobody's stressing that body like me, I know the way you like it. I treat you like a queen, run the castle, you a treasure. Feel like you setting fire to my desire for the pleasure. You a gem, got me blameless, make amends, know you can, I'm out here
trying to control our emotions. If we on the right side of passion, we can share love in the ocean. But if you wanna go insane either way, baby, we could go all night. We could go all night. We could go all night. Do we heal, do we bleed? I'ma follow your lead, but we could go all night. Show me something. Give me more than one thing. I need more than less than I do. Say you're a good guy. Make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it. I wanna see it. See how. Rewind. When we rewind, it feels so nice. I can't help how. Got this sweet talk. I'm already on my way. I'm pulling up, don't be late. I'm cutting through all the lanes. Sweet talk. You need to say less to me. No need for no flowers, babe. I'm already on my way. On my way. We've been dancing all night long. Right here with you way too long. Don't want nothing here or now. But I'm done waiting. Down, wasting my time. Got this sweet talk. I'm already on my way. I'm pulling up, don't be late. I'm cutting through all the lanes. Sweet talk. You need to say less to me. No need for no flowers, babe. I'm already on my way. On my way.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Conversations with Heath and Tracy.
Good morning. We're back.
You know, Tracy and I meet here every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. EST to demystify your relocation to the DMV.
So if you have a question, type it in the comments.
Ask us anything.
Ask us anything. Type in all caps. Heath doesn't like all caps. Or just put a Q, and we will answer your question. If you are not watching this live, please ask a question. We answer all of our comments and all of our questions.
We do. And if you're thinking about moving to the DMV, we want to help.
Today,
What are we talking about today, baby?
we're talking about Largo, Maryland, and PG County.
Key Largo, Montego. Ooh.
So Largo's little?
That's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about the Florida Key Largo, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
There's another Largo.
Oh, Largo, Maryland. Okay, that's what's up.
There's another Largo somewhere else too.
Oh, you mean outside of the Largo, Maryland? Outside of the Largo in Maryland? Is that what you're saying?
No.
What are you saying?
Yeah, there is, but I don't know where it is.
So we know Key Largo down in the Florida
That's not
Keys.
what we're talking about today.
But today we're talking about Largo,
Maryland.
Maryland.
And of course, we always talk about what happened in the DMV this week.
Every week we talk about what happened in DMV.
And then this week with Design Your Life, we're talking about not getting caught up in all the hype that's going on with this real estate and
Don't
kinda
believe the hype.
doing things outside of your comfort zone, things like that.
Right,
We're
right,
gonna
right.
talk about that a little bit. Get your mind right around that.
Get your mind right. And so, also, if this is your very first time catching one of our live streams, I am Heath.
And I'm Tracy.
Tracy and I are parents, podcasters, and we've been joyfully married after 30 years. That's right.
Wow, 30 years.
30.
It's gonna
We
be
have 4 children.
It's gonna be
31 years in June.
wow.
Yes.
So 30 years. Okay, go ahead.
And so, hey, if you want a positive vibe, an upbeat Saturday morning in your life, join us right here every Saturday, 11 a.m. EST, where we're talking about the DMV.
So, and if you need help relocating, this is where you want to start. If you're looking to move to the DMV, take a second, subscribe to our channel, and join us.
And also, for all those people who are confused about the DMV.
Oh, it's District of Columbia,
Yes.
Maryland,
And the Commonwealth of Virginia. Because we get that question every now and
We
then.
do.
People are
We
like,
do.
So, what's the DMV?
What's the DMV? What does DMV mean?
We are not talking about where you go get your driver's license.
No, we're not.
But hit that button, Tracy.
No, you got to say new people. Say
Oh, okay.
new you. And we've had a few new people come in. We just want to say welcome.
Hey, shout out to all the new people. We appreciate you joining us here every Saturday and following our content here on YouTube. So thank you. If you are new, type new you down in the comments. We want to connect with you. We want to talk with you after the show. So, yeah, let us know that you're new here.
And we know you could be somewhere else this Saturday morning, and you're here with us, and we just want to say thank you.
Appreciate
Good morning,
you.
Russell.
What's going on, Russ? So, hey, you going to hit the button, and then I come back and say that right there.
Welcome to Conversations with Heath and Tracy.
Welcome back to Conversations with Heath and Tracy.
Okay.
So let's get
it going. Let's get it going. Hey, do we
Let's
need to
get
tell
into
him
it.
what happened last week?
No,
He don't like telling. I want to tell y'all what happened last week.
it's irrelevant.
I
You know what the dude when he in the movie in The Lion King when he what was that, Rafiki, when he had the little
It's
stick,
empty past.
he hit him in the head. He said, "Ow, why did you do that?" He said, "It doesn't matter. It's in the past."
Y'all, I thought I was gonna die last week. No, you know how you real sick sometimes?
Oh my
And you're
gosh.
like, am I gonna die? Is this it? That's how I felt last Saturday, y'all.
You got the shot number 2.
I got the second shot.
Tracy got the second shot. We had the Moderna joint.
That thing put me down.
Tracy was hurting last week.
I was like, what is this? And of course, nothing happened with Heath.
No. So like we didn't get we got our first shot at the same time, but we didn't get our second shots at the same time.
Yeah, but still, you got your
So
second shot on Sunday.
Tracy
and
got her
nothing happened with you.
Tracy got her shot on Friday, and I got mine on Sunday, right? So I went in. I was like, "Yo, I'm going in ready. I'm gonna have the positive mindset."
I did too.
I took some Tylenol before my shot.
I forgot my Tylenol.
I got the shot, did my thing, took my Tylenol after the shot. The first day I was good. Second day I was good. About halfway through the second day, I started feeling a little weird, like maybe I was coming down with a cold or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, they say you have kind of like light flu symptoms or whatever. But yeah, but it didn't impact me nearly the way it did, Tracy.
I thought I was going to die. I was trying to think of things.
But how do you feel today, Tracy?
I am great.
I'm great too, baby.
I am fantastic.
So shot number 2. Hey, if anybody out there, you kind of funny about
Pop
getting
the
your shot and
Tylenol.
doing you unsure about the shot and whether you should get it and that whole thing.
It's a personal thing.
Hey,
But if you taking it, pop that Tylenol before you get that second one, because
Yeah.
it was like every pain receptor in my body turned on. It
Yeah.
was crazy. It was crazy.
but Tracy and I are 2 shots in now, so we Gucci.
We Gucci. We Gucci. Okay, so Largo, Maryland. You gonna talk about Largo, Maryland, babe?
Let's get into Largo. You know,
So let me show them the map real quick.
all right, get the
So
map right
this
there.
is a map of where Largo, Maryland. I hope you can see it. It's over to the right a little bit.
They can see it. They can see
Okay,
it.
it's over to the right a little bit, and
You mean
it-
to the right of Washington D.C.?
Yeah, to the right of Washington. It's east of Washington, D.C. You can see where Arlington is. You can see where Bethesda is, Alexandria. So Prince George's County Community College, that's where Largo, Maryland is. Actually right across the street from the college.
Right.
Largo is teeny, teeny, tiny. Now, you can also talk about Kettering and Upper Marlboro.
Mitchellville.
Mitchellville's a little bit further.
We got people out there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so it's not too far, guys, and it's right on the metro too. Like literally, the metro is right there. I actually lived in Largo, Maryland, when I was in college.
That was before I met you, though, right?
It was before you met me.
Man, Tracy had a life before I met her, y'all. Can
I
y'all believe
lived
that?
in Largo. Largo is really nice. My mother made me live with my great aunt. She said, I did it while I was at Howard, and you need to do it too.
So your mom lived with Aunt Lee, and you lived with Aunt Lee
Yes.
while you were in college.
While she was in college, she lived with Aunt Lee, and while I was in college, I lived with Aunt Lee.
That's like a whole indoctrination
My
right there.
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Aunt Lee.
Rest in power, Aunt Lee.
Yes, you were the woman, very, very special woman in my life.
No doubt.
And I lived with her for a year in Largo, Maryland. She
Okay.
had a great townhouse. It was a great little community. I would actually, every now and then, I would just, she would drop me off at the metro station for me to go back and forth. And every now and then, she'd let me use her car. But for the most part, you do kind of need a car out here. It is car dependent, but it's not too far.
But you
Six
got you
Flags
just
is out
said they
there,
had,
too.
You just said they had metro. So it's not
Yeah, they got metro,
So it's
but-
not car dependent.
No. You can get on the bus and get to the metro. It is, to me, it's car dependent. I wouldn't not have a car and live in Largo.
But you can.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
But it'll be tough. It'll be tough. So go ahead and tell
So
them
for
about
those of you that don't know, the most famous place in Largo, Maryland has been demolished.
it's gone, y'all.
It was demolished in 2002. Some of you may know it as the Cap Center, where the Washington Capitals used to play, the Washington Bullets basketball team used to play, the Washington Wizards actually used to be called the Washington Bullets.
I've been there a few times.
For those of you that don't know, the Washington Wizards were the Washington Bullets, and
but
they also,
for numerous reasons, they changed the name.
but they also used to participate in their sporting activities at the Cap Center in Largo, Maryland. So Prince Georgians, they in terms of going to the doctor and regional hospitals
There's a
are
regional
opening there.
Getting ready to open there. Mixed
they're
use.
doing
Let me show you
a
some pictures.
sprawling mixed use development of apartments, restaurants, shopping, movie theaters. All of this is going to be next to the town center, metro station. So the project is really core to what the county executives are looking to in terms of creating their vision.
The county executive, Rashawn Baker. Did he go to Howard? I think he went to Howard.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Rashawn Baker is the
county executive.
The county executive. I don't think they have a mayor.
But the vision is to really turn that whole area into sort of a county seat, a town, kind of a town hall community kind of vibe in terms of downtown Prince George's.
Mm-hmm.
And so another key piece of that plan is relocating county headquarters to Largo from where it is now in Upper Marlboro.
Yeah, Upper Marlboro is a little further out. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so the transition is already underway, right? So the developers have taken note, and the apartments and townhouses and
really
all kinds of things are sprouting up. And what they're doing is that they're centering everything around the metro. So that's going to be pretty cool, right? And so you have kind of this whole vibe, this whole county complex, live, work, play, centered around the metro and this area. And so I think it's going to be pretty
And
dope.
we're talking about Largo because it's one of the boom towns. Remember we gave you that list that everybody's saying is booming. So
it's part of our series.
It's one of those transitional neighborhoods that we've been talking about, and it's part of our series of talking about the boom towns. Yeah. So Largo is one of those. I was just telling you, it'll be a great little place to invest in. Even if you're ready to move, it's a great little place for families. The schools are borderline. I am going to share that with you, but we are going to show you some of the schools that are good. I think they have like a charter type school out there going on. So you're going to have to be really, really selective when you think about moving out there with children, okay, unless you're going to put them in a private school. Places like Largo, Maryland, I'm not familiar. I'm familiar with Queens Chapel.
Glen Arden, I've heard
and
of.
I've heard of Glen Arden, and I'm familiar with Hillcrest, but not Langdon. I'm not sure what Langdon. So it looks like they're all neighborhoods within DC, and I think they're all in like the northeast area of DC. So that means it feels somewhat, what do they call it? What's the word?
Urban suburban.
Urban suburban. Dense suburban.
Okay, dense suburban.
So
I feel
that means that it's still further out, but it's dense. And I would have to agree with that.
Yes. It's suburban, but it has kind of an urban vibe.
Kind of like where we live. We live in Arlington, so it's kind of suburbia, but it's very, very dense. Like my neighbor's house, I could throw a rock and hit it.
And you can get to the city pretty quickly.
Well, my next door neighbor's house. The other neighbors, I have to walk. Yeah. But it's all weird. It's all good.
It's all good.
I still feel really private in our house, so it's a little different like that. Okay. What's next? What we got next? We got let's look at the
what you got? You gonna do
the median home value.
Median home value $283,900. Hey, so regardless of like what part of the country you're in, that that pricing probably doesn't scare you. And so you really need to look at it as an opportunity. And one of the reasons that we're highlighting it again is because of the boom towns, right? And so, from an investment perspective, you want to catch these transitions at the right time. Yeah. And so this is a great time while this area is transitioning. And if you're looking to buy, or if you're looking to invest, or you're looking to be in a location that's going to give you access to DC proper and the DMV, this is a great opportunity. So I wanted to call that out in terms of medium home value, and then look at their rent as well.
That median rent is about $200 cheaper, isn't it?
It is. It is $1,690, right? So a lot of the places we've been showing have been around $1,800, $2,000 a month and higher. So the rent is a good number.
And
as
as you can see, the home values are a little bit lower than what we were looking at in other PG County. I think the other PG County town we looked at was Bowie, and this is definitely lower than Bowie, and it's closer in than Bowie. So that is, and it's for a reason. Don't get it twisted. It's for a reason.
Yeah.
But the point of it is that this is a great place to kind of get into. Now, if you have like a baby or preschool age kids, this will be a good place to purchase because you will see not only an increase in your home value, but you don't have to worry about schools right now.
Think opportunity.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. Let's look at the rent. So the rents, they are showing up as a little bit less. They don't have a lot of homes, and they don't have a lot of rentals on the market. I did notice that. I think when I pulled it up, it was only like 21. And that's because Largo is small.
Right.
Now, you can also put in Upper Marlboro, and that's going to give you that same area. So think of it as like Largo is like the town center kind of area, and then Upper Marlboro is like the suburban part of Largo.
Yeah.
So you can think of it like that.
Yeah. So if you're looking to be a renter and that's in that area, hey, you got to jump on something.
Yeah, if you like anything that you see, hit that like button. That really helps us with the algorithm.
We
appreciate it. Let's look at the rankings of Largo. So it's it's a lot lower. It's not really considered a suburb for young professionals. I'd say it's 109. It means it's right there in the middle. Not bad, but not great. Not like some of the other places that we've shown you. It is very diverse. A lot of places around here are super diverse. We really, really like that about living here, right? Best places for young professionals, it's right in the middle there too. So it's really up and coming. It's one of those gray kind of areas that you want to look at.
Okay,
but we just thought.
Okay, put a pin in that.
Oh, okay.
So I have an issue with most of these numbers.
Okay, tell us why.
All right, let me tell you why.
Okay.
All right, let's take the first one. Best suburbs for young professionals in Maryland, 109 out of 195.
I think it should be higher.
If I'm a young black professional,
Yep.
and maybe I'm not married, maybe I want to buy property or invest in a property, I think it's a phenomenal opportunity.
I
for
do
you,
too.
Right. So in terms of the lens that you look at it through, I think that number would be much higher on my book. Right, in my book.
Okay.
Most diverse suburbs in Maryland. So I think we're going to get to the data when it's breaking down the diversity of this area. But if I'm a young black professional, I'm loving this, right?
Yeah.
And because the reason that it's not showing as diverse is because it's like 86% black people out there.
Yeah, it is.
So if I'm a young black professional, I'm loving that, right? I'm enjoying it. My people everywhere I look, and I'm moving around, I'm doing my thing, and I feel really comfortable when I'm coming home every day. And and if I work there and live there, I mean that's even greater, right? And so that would be a lot more appealing to me. And then best places for young black professionals, tying into what I was just saying. If I'm a young black professional and I live there, I'm feeling really good. So those numbers, I just wanted to call that out for our audience, especially our black audience who are looking to come to the area.
Yeah.
So take these numbers with a grain of salt is the moral of that story.
Okay. Let's see what's next.
Boom. Heath has spoken.
There we go. So diversity based on ethnic, and they're giving it a B because it's mostly black people. I think that's why they're giving it a B.
Right. Well, in diversity, typically this data, right, is really looking for the numbers of different groups. So when you're talking about diversity, that's why it's not in the A category.
Yeah, that's why I think it is too.
Yeah.
They got children there, guys. See how many people are under the age of 10? So they've got children there. And then the education level, most people that live there have some type of college education.
Yep.
So that gives you an idea of the demographics, as well as here's another age demographic. If you compare Maryland to Largo to the rest of the DMV, most people there are fairly young, as you can see. They're pretty young.
Tying back to my early comments.
Yep, that's what Heath was saying. And then this is another demographic that we wanted to show you.
Right.
So mostly married people, and then you have people with children that are single. Okay. Only about 4% white people, but about 90% black people. Some Asians live out there, and other races too. So I see what they're saying now with the diversity. It's not that diverse. It's mostly a black area, if that's what you're going for.
Right.
Okay.
There you go.
Income wise, let's see what we've got going on here. A little bit lower than what we're used to seeing in this area. They're hovering around 87.4.
Yep.
So that is a little bit lower. That's why it's a B minus.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's a reminder, guys, this is one of those changing areas.
Right, right. So 2 things I want to call out here. So one is that's still well above
The national.
25 grand higher than the national average, number one. Number two, because it's predominantly black people out there, that says that black people are doing well that live in Largo.
Yeah.
So that's another piece there that I wanted to.
Yeah, and that's something that we always speak to. Don't be afraid to move here because of the income that people here get paid more.
Yeah.
For living here.
So there you go. People doing well.
Yeah, and here's another. But as you can see, there's still quite a few people that make $100,000 to $150,000.
No doubt.
As you can see,
No doubt.
that live in Largo. About 25% of the people.
Yeah, because that number,
live there.
that 87K is an average.
Yes, that is correct. So it's
People
still
get the bag
it's
in
still
Largo.
100. It's still 100K-ville.
People in Largo still getting the bag.
They still 100K-ville. Just so you know. Cost of living. Is this still income? No, this is this is still income, guys.
Income
so as
per
you can see,
capita.
their unemployment rate is a little bit higher than the United States. I think this is maybe one of the first demographics that we've seen in the DMV
Yep.
with a higher unemployment rate. They do have a lot of retail out there. So they do have services. That is another thing about that Largo that's pretty
Definitely.
cool.
Yeah,
they do
they
have
definitely have
services,
service.
and more are coming.
Yep.
And the recent job growth has gone the other way for the same reason, retail. Future job growth perspective is good, and
Yep.
that is because that is something that they are focused on, and that is something that they're working on. PG County as a whole is just a gold mine.
Yep. DMV.
If it was closer, we would live there. It's too
DMV.
far for us, though. Cost of living. Just wanted to point this out. The cost of living in Largo is going to be higher. I think that I'm not sure why, because as you can see, the home cost is higher than
Yeah.
it is in the United States. So that I think that's going to, be
Yeah.
in the same realm. But if you compare Largo to Maryland, it's higher for health. It's lower for housing when you compare it to Maryland, when you're comparing it to Bethesda and you're comparing it to even Bowie
Yeah.
or Potomac. It is going to be lower. Your transportation costs are definitely higher because it's spread out a little bit more. It
Yeah.
is suburban still, so your transportation cost is going to be higher. And then if you're driving into the city, it's going to be higher. And
Yeah.
even if you're taking the metro, because it used to be like one of the last stops, but I don't think it's the last stop anymore.
Yeah.
So
So
now
you maybe a little bit longer in the
Yeah.
train, a little bit longer in
it's
the
going
car.
to cost you a little bit more.
A little bit more gas. So we
So
get
your
it.
transportation costs will be higher.
Yeah.
Oh, now let's look at crime. So this is the violent crime is higher than most of the metro area, as you can see. Not much, but it is higher. But once again, we're going to say it again, y'all. The crime here is property crime.
Right.
It's breaking in your car. It's stealing bikes off your porch.
Porch powers.
It's things like, it's not people pulling guns on you. It's not people shooting you. You walking by, people shooting. That's just not what it is.
Yeah.
The crime is higher. I didn't have the map this time.
It's okay, baby. It's all right.
But the crime is higher in Largo. I really want to see it though. Is higher in Largo, but it's not that different than the rest of that area. Okay, so keep that in mind. And
Keeping it in mind.
Where are the schools? Oh, let's get to politics. We already know what this is. I think this is the bluest I've seen.
No, I think we had one area that we looked at
What it was?
that it was like the dot was like off of the blue.
Oh yeah.
Like, it was somewhere else in Maryland, I think. No,
Yeah.
it was DC. It was
in DC.
it
It
was
was
in
in
the
DC.
district.
So this is PG County.
Yeah.
So this is what we expect of PG County. And we like to show this slide so that you understand who your neighbors are going to be,
Yeah.
who the people you're, driving around and walking around every day, who they are. And not to say one is any better than the other or where you should be. It's like, think about where you are and then think about how that relates to where you're moving.
Right.
And then last but not least is schools. We did find the top public school survey serving the Largo area.
Yep.
As I mentioned, the Academy of Health Sciences, Prince George's Community College, which is right there in the center of town. They have a math and IT charter school.
Nice.
It looks like Glen Arden's elementary school, Heather Hills Elementary School.
Yep.
And I'm not sure what CBC is, but it has good reviews. That means maybe the schooling you can take after high school or something is considered well. I would focus in on living near these schools because the schools that are not these schools are the bottom. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, the rating letters.
Definitely keep that in mind.
You got kids, things to be aware of.
So he wanted me to run a little bit of music. Here we go. I don't know what this is. I'm just going to push a button.
What you mean you don't know what it is?
As we move into the next section of talking about what happened in the DMV, and then we'll get into good mornings. We don't have any questions yet, but we're going to say good morning.
What's going on, Russell?
Hey, good morning, Russell. How are you?
What's happening?
S. Smith, good morning.
S.
Welcome
Smith
to the
building.
show.
Welcome
Thank
back.
you for joining
Welcome
us.
back.
Care 007, good
Welcome
morning. I was
back.
worried last week. Dude, I don't know. Male, female, do you know what Care 007 is?
I'm not sure.
I'm just going to say.
it's
I'm
all
going to say
good.
girl because that's what I say.
It's all good.
Girl. It was rough. It was rough for a sister, let me tell you.
But you're good now.
I'm great now. And
What's up, Ed G?
Ed, oh, yeah. See, you just like he.
Because Ed is a G.
You just like he.
See what I did right there?
Yes, I am so glad we're vaccinated. Don't know if it's going to work, but hey, I hope it does. It's better than not working, right? Not having. That's our opinion. Everybody has their own opinion about that, but we just felt like, why not?
Hey, get the vaccination, stay masked up, use your head, keep it safe.
And if you like anything here, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget. Oh, okay. Thank you, Care 007, sister. That's like I said, girl. Yes.
It's all good. It's all good. Hit that like button, y'all. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. So let's move on to what happened in the DMV.
Now, you can subscribe too if you're not subscribed. We appreciate that.
Oh, now if you subscribe and hit the bell, it'll tell you when we're going live.
Yeah, you get the notifications.
Yeah, it'll tell you when we're going
doubt.
live.
You want to know what's happening.
All right. So the next one was about, I saw this really interesting article about living near a metro stop because your prices of your home is going to be higher. Like we were just talking about Largo, Maryland. That's kind of the reason why it caught my attention because Largo, Maryland is near a metro stop. I don't think many of the homes are in walking. There's some of the homes are in walking distance to the
And then some of the
Metro.
ones they're building too are going to be close.
Yeah, they're going to be. They're actually trying to develop that area right around the metro.
Right.
So if you can get there, I can see that really, really popping. So realtors tell home buyers to consider a neighborhood as much as the house.
No doubt.
Definitely, and that's why we do this show because you definitely need to consider the neighborhood as much as you do the house. So many people just look for the house, and they get to the neighborhood and they don't like it and they can't figure out why.
Yeah, both are important.
You do want to look at the quality of the schools, right? I
If
think
you have
that's
school
really
age.
important if you have school-age children, unless you already know, I'm going to pay extra for my child's education.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, I love this term, the leafiness of the streets.
I'm all about leafiness.
So he's like, the leafiness of the streets. I was like, yeah, trees, if they got trees. He was like, oh, okay, yeah. Parking, that is a big deal here.
Oh, yeah.
How is it zoned for parking? So a lot of times in DC, the neighborhoods are set up. If you don't have parking behind your house or in front of your house, the street is your parking.
Right.
So you just go downtown, you get a permit, and you say, I live here. You show proof that you live here, and they give you a permit. I think you have to pay a little bit something for it. And then you park on the street, and guess what? Nobody else can park there.
Yeah, because the sign is going to say, hey, this is only for X zone. It's for this zone. Street parking.
For this zone permit.
This zone only and that kind of thing.
Because what happens in DC, we have these pockets of commercial backing up to neighborhoods. And what happens is people come to the commercial areas and they take up all the street parking in the neighborhoods. Well, to avoid avoid that, DC has permitted parking in neighborhoods.
Yeah, because that's not gonna work for me if I live in my hood and I ain't got nowhere
I'm
to park.
paying $800, $9,000 for a house, and I can't even park. That's not going to work.
Yeah.
So that is something else you want to look for if you're going to be close in the city. That you'll have that zone parking. Okay, and then but location. The number one location people look for in DC is how close are you to a metro stop?
Is that near a metro? Is that close to a metro?
And it turns out,
Can you walk to the metro?
Let me put a map up of the metro.
How far is it from the metro?
So this is our metro system. And aren't they adding? They're adding more too. This map has changed quite a bit over the last 40 years.
Oh, yes.
But I think, and as you can see some of the kind of dotted lines and everything. That's where the expansion is happening.
Right.
I think they're adding what's called a purple line.
Adding the purple line.
Yeah,
they're
adding
extending the gray line
the
out
silver.
to
It's not gray. It's
the
silver. The
yeah,
silver
they're
line.
extending the silver line. Yeah, I can see I don't ride it much.
We don't live near.
We live near the Boston station, but it's not walking distance.
Yeah, we live like where you see that
a short drive.
Yeah, we live at like a short drive from the Boston station, which is still very, very close.
Right.
The thing about this is, it turns out that most people want to live on the red line. I don't know why.
Red line train, red line.
And it says in the report, the median home prices pulled together said the three most expensive metro stops
most expensive metro
near
stops to live near
are Bethesda
metro station,
Tenleytown, that's how they say it,
Tenleytown,
and Friendship Heights. Those are where people really, really want to live.
Who knew?
I didn't know this. The least expensive,
the top 5 least expensive stops by median house price
are Naylor Road, Largo
Town
Center.
Center. Look at Heathen Tracy. Didn't we just
talk about that? Look at the median. Look at the difference in the median home price.
Look.
But let me tell you something. As DC grows and just blossoms, those least expensive are going to increase.
And so you can see it right here, just on this document by itself, right? The range that it can run to. Right. The range that it probably will run to over the years.
Yeah.
And so if you think about it from that perspective, back to what I was saying earlier about Largo.
What I noticed
opportunity.
I think we're going to have to do Deanwood. I think we're going to do Deanwood next week.
Deanwood not on that list though, baby.
That's what I'm saying. Deanwood is not on the top.
Deanwood already hot.
Deanwood is not on the bottom.
Deanwood's already hot.
We're going to do Deanwood next week.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think so. And then, so you got Landover and Largo.
Oh, you skipped over Suitland, though.
Where's Suitland?
Suitland in the middle.
Oh, there's Suitland. Yeah. Addison Road.
Shout out to Suitland.
Addison Road is another one. That area, that's close to Deanwood. So keep that in mind when you're looking for your home.
Yeah, all those looking for the opportunities.
Yeah, if you're looking for an opportunity, definitely keep that in mind.
Boom.
Another thing that happened this week.
Put money in your pocket.
What else happened?
Look at Heathen Tracy putting money in your pocket.
Yeah. We're looking for the boom, y'all. We're looking for the boom. So another thing that happened this week, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear. What day was that? I don't even remember.
It was one day this past week.
It was Friday. I thought it was yesterday.
It was yesterday?
Yeah. Okay. So I think. No, I did not. I heard something.
Okay. We be working. We be grinding.
We be working, y'all. So there was a flyover.
Okay.
This is the kind of stuff that happens when you live in the district.
When you're in Metro DC, it's all kind of like
all kind of little weird
military,
stuff.
government.
Yep.
It's all kind of stuff that happens like every day.
There's a this is what happened yesterday. And these were like jets, like boom jets.
Like F-22s.
Yeah, and it was some kind of ceremony of the opening of the National War Memorial, World War I yesterday.
Yeah.
So this happened yesterday, and I think the cool thing about stuff like this is, it's like what is going on, and if you're not on Twitter, if you're not connected, you just, I know they do put everything on Twitter though.
It's all on the Twitter.
They put it all on the Twitter. Like helicopters are always flying around here. And
Yep.
DC's a no-fly zone for the most part. You can't have drones in any part of this area. Keep that in mind. If you have a drone and you like flying your drones, you cannot have a drone here.
Nope. It's
So
illegal.
it's interesting to see helicopters all the way, and they're always like military helicopters. So it's a very, very interesting place to live.
So what happened with the planes, baby?
So they were flying a flyby through DC. It was the
flyby.
94th Fighter Squadron.
94th Squadron. Okay.
And
okay.
they were recognizing it was two of the planes were F-22 Raptors. So the big.
Oh, that's
big
the serious
ones.
joints.
Yeah, the real serious ones. So we're just showing you a little bit of the lifestyle here and what to expect.
So
during the
did
week.
they make some noise?
It was
were
like
you
a
gonna
big,
say something about that?
Yeah, it was like a big boom, and people
So
were
they
like,
were
"What
like
the frick?"
they went
And
speed
Twitter
of
blew
sound.
up.
They went
Yeah,
speed of sound.
I don't know if they did all that, but everybody was like, "Did something just blow up?" So it was Twitter kind of blew up on it a little
I mean,
bit. around here.
if you're going at the speed of sound, it does.
I don't know about all
It does
that.
make a boom.
Yeah, but I don't think it was a super. I don't think it was a supersonic
Okay,
kind of thing.
not a
going. It
supersonic
was just
cloud.
that when you have that many jets in the air and they're
Yeah.
all going that fast,
Yeah.
you're gonna hear the boom kind
Okay.
of thing going on.
Okay,
That's why nobody knew what it was because we just
What
aren't
was
used
that?
to that. Exactly.
check the Twitter.
People. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
The
The other thing that happened here is Elon Musk was actually digging under the city to go to Baltimore.
Shout out Elon Musk.
They're going to do a tunnel from Baltimore,
Elon Musk
from
was
DC to Baltimore, so you get to Baltimore in 15 minutes.
Elon Musk was the richest dude in the world for about 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Yeah. And I follow him on Twitter. He's weird.
He's a special guy.
He's really interesting.
Shout out Elon Musk. What's up, Elon?
What's up? Well, he's not doing this project anymore. He's just like, I have too much on my plate. It's just too much going on.
I remember when he first started talking about this, in terms of this hyperloop is how they refer to it.
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, I got Tesla going on. I got SpaceX going on.
Yeah, he got too much going on.
I got I got too
Can
much
somebody
stuff.
else build this, please?
This was a great idea. He put the plans out there, and then he was like, "Will somebody do this?" And I don't think anybody picked it up.
Right.
So I think they do like a prototype in California somewhere.
Yeah, that's what we're looking at. We're looking at Nevada.
in Nevada.
Yeah.
I think they did one. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the Boring Company proposed digging a pair of tunnels between the two cities.
Right.
For automated electric cars to speed up to travel 150 miles per hour. So you could get in the tunnel, you go down, you would
Yeah, like in Wakanda.
yeah, you would take an elevator down into the yeah, like Wakanda.
Y'all
You would
remember
take an
the scene
elevator
at the
down.
end when both of them were fighting? When both
Oh yeah. It was
Black
like
Panthers were
yeah.
fighting?
Yep.
you
I
had the
remember.
electromagnetic
Yep.
thing, and the train would go zoom in by zoom.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
That's basically what it was.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. So
Yeah.
it would take the elevator would take the car down, and the car could get to Baltimore in 15 minutes. Right now, it takes you like an hour and a half to get to Baltimore.
It's in no traffic. It's like 45 minutes to Baltimore.
Yeah, but it's never no traffic.
But it's never no traffic. But
So-
if there was a time when there was no traffic, you could get to Baltimore in like 45 minutes.
I don't remember that time. I've lived. I don't remember that time.
No. It's like maybe like 3 in the morning. Maybe
Is it?
maybe 3 in the morning you could get to Baltimore in 45 minutes. Something like that.
I think you're right. I
Okay.
think you're right.
Okay.
That might be that might be.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh gosh.
If there's no accidents and no road construction.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna move on to the next segment, guys. Hang
we got to
in
get some
there.
music.
Of course, I'm Grant. Your wish is my command.
Yes.
Your wish is my
Transition being denoted by music.
So who we got over here? Krupp 919.
Oh, that's my man, Krupp. What up, dude?
Hello.
What's
How
going
are
on,
you?
man? Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome
Appreciate you as
back.
always. As always.
Yeah.
Told you you so extra.
What's up,
But I
Smith?
know
What's up,
I'm the
there, Smith?
same.
You laughing at me? Yes,
Love
Smith
me
laughing
in
at
spite of my trauma. Give me
And
what
then
I
we got
need
I know the.
Russell got a question.
Oh, does Washington D.C. have one of the worst? Yeah, it is. It's
So here's the thing, though. Here's the thing connected to your question, Russell. Pre-panorama, yes. Post-panorama, I don't know if we have enough data to really say.
it's
So now, if you're comparing it to traffic in Nebraska and you know, in the Midwest, then
Or, you know,
yes, it would
other
definitely
smaller
be.
metropolitan
Right, but when you talk
areas.
about large metropolitan areas, right, compared to New York, L.A., Atlanta, Philly.
Okay, I see what he's saying. He said we were in traffic for an hour and 30 minutes Thursday trying to get to DC.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I know exactly where you were.
We've made the trip a few times, Crump.
So we're kind of pros at traveling.
Look, if you rolling out of the 919, you got to do it like crack of dawn and while you're yawning.
You have to leave the 919. If you're getting on 95, 85 north to come to DC.
Yeah.
And let's just say you get to North Carolina. You got about 4 hours.
Yep.
Do not leave North Carolina after
5, 6 o'clock in the morning,
Don't do it.
you're gonna hit some traffic.
Don't do it.
You're gonna hit some traffic.
It's gonna take you 6 hours.
You're gonna get outside. You're gonna get into Virginia. You're gonna be like, what happened?
No, after Richmond.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
after Richmond,
Uh-huh.
you're gonna be like, what? Where did all these people come from? And the reason why, let me tell you why.
He said he thought it was traffic on I-40.
I know, because no,
40 ain't got nothing.
no, I-40 ain't got nothing. I-40 ain't got nothing
Oh,
on
my
the
gosh.
traffic here, and it's mostly on 95.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's the main artery into the DMV,
Right.
y'all.
Right.
It doesn't matter where anyone is going. They could be going to New York.
Mm-hmm.
They could be going to Philadelphia. They could be going to the beach. They could be going to West Virginia. You going to hit that traffic.
No doubt.
And that is the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. If you got on the road at 9:30,
It's a wrap.
it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
R-A-P.
It is a wrap. When I used to travel back and forth from the RTP to here all the time, there'd be times I'd have to get up in the morning and, get up here for one of my daughters, to help one of my daughters or something like that. I would leave the house at like 6 a.m., between 5 and 6 a.m.
Yep.
No problem. I would cruise right on in.
But the last time that I saw like a full traffic study, back to Russell's question, the last time I saw a full study, the worst traffic in the United States was L.A.
Yes.
And the second worst traffic was Atlanta.
It
So
is-
DC is probably somewhere, the DMV is probably somewhere 3, 4, 5 is my guess.
Yeah.
Just with the volume of people that live here and the roads. So
And I will say, when I'm in traffic, it's moving.
yeah.
I'm never sitting in traffic. In Atlanta, when we lived in Atlanta, you would sit in traffic.
You're like, bro, wait. It's Sunday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Where
Why
are these people going?
Why am I sitting still?
Why am I sitting still? Or why am I going 10 miles an hour?
It's the
It
craziest
was so
thing.
crazy. It was
Yeah.
so crazy. But here, it's like, yeah, a lot of people are on the road, but it's moving, except for 95.
95 is
So
tricky.
here are the rules.
What's the rules, baby?
If you're coming to D.C.
Break
you
down.
from the South, you want to hit that Richmond area no later than 7 o'clock. You want to get through Richmond before rush hour. Okay.
And Richmond is getting worse too.
Richmond will slow you down.
Yeah.
That's why you got to get through Richmond before 7 a.m. That's why we say leave the Raleigh area
No later than 6.
no later than 6. If you're after 6, forget it. Forget it.
Yeah.
The other thing is, if you are leaving the DC area, if you come here for the weekend, you got here, the traffic was whatever. I need to leave on Sunday. Let me tell you something.
Break it down for him, baby.
Do not leave after 8 a.m. Do not leave after 8 a.m. If you're going to leave Sunday, leave at 9 p.m.
Yep.
If you get out there, oh, it's pretty. Oh, brunch was great. Oh, brunch was, let's go look at some, whatever. You caught out there.
Yeah. You might as well just chill.
You might as well just chill and don't leave till about 9
Don't leave
p.m.
to like pitch black.
Right. Because you're going to hit the same thing going south. The
Yeah.
reason why is because our area is so full of people. Everybody lives all the way down to Frederick. They're living in Stafford County now to come and work here and to live here.
Even further than that.
And the only artery is 95.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep. So if you're going south, hey, 9, 10 o'clock, go ahead and pull out.
We had
9, 10 o'clock p.m., pull
Yep.
out, then you'll be
then
back.
you good.
You going to North Carolina, you 4 hours door to door.
We had some friends come through a couple
4.5,
weeks ago, and they hung out with us for a few hours, and I was like, "What y'all gonna do?"
Y'all getting ready to do what? Y'all going where?
And we looked at the traffic thing, and it was red. And she was like, "Tracy," I was like, "Girl, let me tell you what to do." So if it does happen, what you have to do.
Tracy getting the alternative route.
I've done it. I've done it so many times. I've done it so many times, y'all. If you are gonna go south, you have to go all the way through Maryland. I think it's 279. You go 66, 270. It's gonna give you the option.
Yeah.
Take that option.
You might have to go old school and break out the map with the
You're
that
not
thing
gonna break
you
out
gotta
the map.
unfold it
It'll
like
give you that
18
option.
times.
It'll give you that option and go around through Maryland. You're going to cross this little ranky bridge, and you're going to get to the other side to Virginia. It's going to say the place where John Booth died.
Yeah.
And then you'll be right outside of Richmond. But let me tell you something. It'll add as far as length to your trip, but you won't go crazy sitting in that traffic on 95.
No
At
doubt.
least it'll be a little scenic. You know, if you need to get out and go to the bathroom, you can.
Yeah.
And it's not a lot of traffic.
Fill your gas tank up.
Fill your gas tank up before
Put
you
on your
leave.
patience cap.
But leave. The key is early in the morning or late at night.
And maybe-
Otherwise, don't even try it.
And maybe even pop in a podcast like Joyfully Married After with Heath and
Did y'all
Tracy.
know we had a podcast? We don't talk about DMV though. So, designing your life, babe.
Okay, you got to get some more music.
See,
We got to transition. We got to transition to
he got
designing your
me-
life.
He got me over
Because if
here.
you're going to move from one place to another, don't you want to design your life?
You have to design.
Don't
your
you
life.
want your life to be all that you dreamed of?
'Cause
If you're
it's
going to
what you
change everything that you're doing,
Yeah,
Well,
get it right.
get the vision of what you want your life to look like, and then work back from there.
Love it, babe. Love it.
So design your life, which is what Tracy and I are talking about here.
Yeah.
Every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. Designing your life in the DMV with Heath and Tracy.
Yeah, Karen, so that LA traffic is no joke.
Yes.
You are right. You
Yeah.
better fill
I
up that-
literally have never been in LA, but everything that I've read about the traffic and everything I've seen on the news is next level.
Yeah.
Next level.
Good morning, gorgeous whales from Cincinnati, Ohio. the
Cincinnati in the
Midwest.
building.
Welcome.
Okay, I see you, Ohio, representing.
Okay, so this is a different question.
Okay, what we got? What we got right here?
This is gonna flip the talk. Y'all title says ask any questions. That's right. Okay, is getting divorced expensive?
I think the last number I saw on divorce was $35,000.
Yeah.
So there's a reason that the song says, "It's cheaper to keep her."
I know someone that was married to someone for almost 37, 38 years now. And it's because they didn't want to.
It's so expensive.
It's so expensive. And that's why you have to look at it as almost like I hate to say that it's a business, but I would say it's an agreement. I would say that it is a commitment of two people.
Yeah.
And I think the thing about marriage, I think that people forget is that it is a commitment.
Yes.
And when you are breaking a contract, and the thing about the contract is upheld by the law.
Right.
So when you're breaking a contract that is upheld by the law, it is going to cost you money.
Yes. The other thing I think that you want to consider is that anytime you get divorced, when you remarry, each one of those marriages, the data says that it decreases each time in terms of the probability of you remaining married.
Yeah.
So the moral of the story is, hey, make that first one work. And hey, if the first one doesn't work and you go into a second one, make sure that you understand you want to do everything that you can to create that long staying power with that union.
You met this guy once. He'd been married 5 times. What did he say to you, baby?
He said, shoot, if I had known this, I'd have just kept that first one.
It's the truth. It's the truth, y'all. Unless it's some kind of crazy situation.
Yeah, make it work.
Make it work.
Make it
Work
work.
on it. Figure it out.
Which is
Figure it
why
out.
Tracy and I named our
We
branding
came up with the name.
Joyfully Married After. Right?
Joyful is permanence.
Yeah, and for me, I have the type of personality where, hey, if I want to do something every day for the rest of my life, I want to have some fun.
I want to be fun.
I want to be joyous. I want to be joyful. I want to be happy.
Yep.
I want all of that. So that's why you really have to commit to yourself mentally and put that energy, that positive energy, toward creating a dope
And you say
union.
joyfully married after what? After everything. After infidelity. After loss. After disagreements. After everything.
Yeah.
That you're still joyfully married after.
Boom.
We got another question. Okay. Hey, Russell.
What's up, Russ? What we got?
What we got? Heard Anne Arundel. Is that Anne Arundel?
Yeah, it's
County
gonna
has a lot of racism as far as whites discriminating against blacks. Can we speak on it? We can speak on it a little bit.
Yeah.
It is further out in Maryland. And I will tell you this. If you get outside of the DMV, the higher
The metro
populated metro areas, it's the South, y'all.
Yeah, it's still the South.
It's the South.
Contrary to popular opinion,
It's
Maryland and Virginia are still the South.
It is the South. Southern Virginia, they wanted to separate from Northern Virginia. That's how bad it is. They hate us. They're like, why are we still tied to Northern Virginia? More people live in Northern Virginia. There's more money in Northern Virginia. So that's why you see Virginia, which is in Richmond, flipping. They have a Democratic governor.
Richmond is in Virginia.
No, the State House. The State House.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
the
is
state
in
capital.
Richmond, but which is more like Southern Virginia. But they're really confused because they're like, why do we have a Democratic governor? Why do we have a Democratic legislature? It's because of Northern Virginia.
Right.
So they want to separate from. You don't hear about this much, but it's true. They want to separate from Northern Virginia because we're totally different than they are. And you drive through, Dinwiddie County and places like that. Please do not speed.
Oh, no.
I'm serious.
Oh, no.
Don't stop and don't speed. It's that simple. I don't know what else to tell you.
That sign says 70. Keep it around 70.
Keep
y'all.
it around 70. Don't even play with the 10 mile per hour. You will get pulled over. Okay? Maryland is the same way. You get outside of I don't know, the upper as you get.
You got Maryland's a bit different, right?
Maryland's a bit different.
You got
It's
Eastern
like
Shore, and you got like the upper northeastern portion.
So as you go
and got
toward the
out,
ocean,
way out west.
just think of this: if it's rural Maryland, don't do it. Don't do it. Rural Maryland, keep it moving. That's the best way to put it.
Okay, baby.
Okay.
Good job, baby.
All right. Let's see. Hey, Michelle.
What's up, Michelle?
Oh, we got another marriage question.
Wow.
Oh,
wow.
it's a crossover kind of day.
Hey.
It's kind of crossover.
Hey, you say ask us anything. See what
I
you
like
did?
that though.
See what you did?
I like that. What do you do if your husband says he's not happy, but he doesn't want a divorce, but he moved out? This is a 20-year marriage. Wow, Michelle. That's a lot.
Yeah, that might be a lot to unpack
Right here and now. But the first thing you want to
give
do,
some high level, baby. Give
high
them
level.
Yeah.
Focus on yourself, Michelle. Or focus on yourself. That's number one. Focus on your children if you have children. Then you can focus on what's going on with that. So I will start there. Okay, 4 kids. Okay. Focus on yourself and focus on your children. Don't get into. We do have a video that talks about this in depth.
Yep.
And it's called When Your Spouse Wants Out. So go to our YouTube channel, go to the Joyfully Married After playlist, and look at When Your Spouse Wants Out. I think that's what it's called.
Yep. We
And
got a couple.
check that out.
We got a couple around that.
Yeah.
Hey, don't. If your spouse wants out, don't do this.
Yeah, we have a lot of
Right.
don'ts. We have a lot of don'ts in it.
don't.
We have very specific steps. So go check that one out.
Yeah.
Okay? Thank you for the question.
Absolutely.
So let's get back into designing your
into it.
life.
Get involved.
If you guys realize, like we talked about not last week, but we talked about a couple weeks ago, the frenzy around buying homes and renting homes
Yep.
and everything in the area.
Right.
And I wanted to say it's getting worse. Okay. It's getting worse because people are getting caught up. They're getting caught up in this frenzy. You're welcome. You're welcome. They're getting caught up in this frenzy of what everybody else is doing. Okay. And you have to stop. You have to stop. So we're going to give you 5 tips that are going to boost your defense against buyer fatigue if you're looking for a new home. Okay?
Yes.
Number 1.
Number 1.
Hire an experienced agent. This is not the time to hire Pookie and them or your mama, auntie.
You know, Auntie just got our real estate license.
No.
You need to run that deal through her.
And you have to hire somebody that you can trust, right, babe?
You know, Trace and I were both realtors for 7 years or so in Metro Atlanta.
Past life.
Yeah, and so a lot of times when you're getting into these hyper-competitive markets like the DMV, you definitely need some experience to lean on. Right? Because you're getting to things like multi-bid scenarios. You have things like going into contracts into houses because they're in such demand without doing inspection contingencies or all these kinds of weird things that are happening because the competition is so great. So you want to make sure that you have someone who is experienced if you're looking to buy a home in the DMV.
Yeah, try to find someone who is interested in protecting your interests, and they can help you figure out what are your real wants and needs. And I think that's really cool that you guys are here watching us today to find out what's going on in the DMV because you're thinking about moving here. This is so smart because what it does is it helps you narrow down and gives you more ammunition about moving here, and you're going to know more about what to expect. You're not coming here blind, just leaning on someone else.
Yep.
So that's great.
You've got data, you've got thought process, all of these things. So it's really smart to do this on the front end.
The second thing is speak to somebody, a really good mortgage specialist.
Yeah.
This is another time not to use cousin and them. Okay. You need to walk through the best way for you to live your life. Don't overdo it. I see so many articles about houses that are going for over, $200,000 over asking. This is crazy. And the reason why it's crazy because everything is cyclical.
Right.
Everything goes around. And what's happening is you got 50 people going for this one house because it's in their price range, and then you have someone going, oh, forget it, I'm going to go ahead and blow my budget and go ahead and get this house so I can win it. You have to exercise patience during these times.
Right.
Okay, it's going to change. It always changes. It's going to change, and you have to move to a space of abundance and not scarcity. Scarcity is a mindset right now, and you need to run from it.
Yeah.
There is no such thing as scarcity. There's nothing but abundance. And if there's not enough houses right now, as they say, there's more houses coming.
Right.
So just relax, be patient, and get the deal that you want. Take deep breaths. Make sure you work with the right real estate agent and make sure you work with the right mortgage specialist.
Yeah, and the mortgage specialist is going to give you that budget, right? So you're going to understand what it is that you qualify for, and then you can take that data and then have the conversation with yourself or with your spouse and say, okay, what are we comfortable with, right? It's all about the economy of you, not about the economy of everybody else.
Right.
And that will enable you to make the best decision for you.
And when you're talking to that mortgage specialist, before you even begin to look for a house, I think real estate agents are so busy now that they're requiring this, but they ask you that you be pre-approved. That does not mean pre-qualified. Don't even bother with being pre-qualified. You need to have your money ready to go.
Right.
And that's a pre-approval. You need to have your down payment ready to go.
Yeah.
You need to have everything ready to go.
Everything in
your
place.
Your down payment needs to be over here. If you need to borrow money from someone, you need to go ahead and get it now.
Do all the
Put it
process.
over here, right? Get the process done. And then when you look for the house, you can just pull the trigger.
Right.
So make sure you get it fully approved so that when you put your offer in, they're like, you're done.
Right.
You're going to be at a disadvantage for people that are paying cash too. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
But at least all that paperwork is done and it's out of the way, and all your mortgage person has to do is say, here's the offer. Here's the contract. Let's do it.
Boom.
Okay.
What's the next one, baby?
The next one is don't be afraid to go all in on that first offer.
Okay, yeah. So this is tied.
I think this is great.
This is tied back into what I was just saying, right, connected to the mortgage person.
You got
right?
the right real estate agent.
So you have the right real estate agent. You put together a team, right?
Yeah,
You've got the
you
right
gotta
real
have a
estate
team.
agent. You've
Get
got the
yourself a
right
team.
mortgage person. You've had this dialogue, this counsel around this buying process. So now what you want to do is if you know you're going into a very competitive market,
Like you
understand what you're comfortable with. Hey, this is kind of our floor. Hey, this is our max, right? And so I think the concept here is if you're looking at buying something in the DMV, you got to be comfortable with your max.
Yeah.
All right, so this is our max. We found the house. We love the house. We love the condo. We love the townhouse.
Yeah.
We looked at some other stuff. All right, all the chips into the middle of the table off the rip.
Yep.
We not playing games. Look, this is our best and final. Here you go. This is our story. We're family. We're this, we're that. Let's do it.
And it takes some of the stress and the pressure off of you. If you go in playing games back and forth and you're competing with other people, it's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much. So if you know you're going to spend $800,000, $500,000, whatever, say, I'm going to spend this. I'm going to give you this. I'm not going to give you that. This is where I am, period. Another thing I'm going to add to that is do not waive your inspections. That is a thing right now.
Right.
If you are being required to waive your inspection, run.
Yeah, you can weigh some other stuff, but the inspection, you need to understand is the foundation cracking? Do we need a new roof? If there's some rotten wood happening,
Is there an infestation?
is
Is
the termites
electrical
eating up the house? Did they have some rats get in there and eat up all the wiring on the electrical?
I don't care.
You don't know any of that stuff
I don't
until
care
you get the
what it
inspection
is.
done.
I don't care what it is.
Y'all seen that movie, The Money Pit?
Unless you got an extra $200,000 laying around, do not waive the inspection.
Yeah, you need that.
You are going to need that. If you get to a point and people you're bidding against are waiving the inspection and the owner is cool with it,
okay.
move on.
Good
That
luck.
is not the house for you.
Bless
I would
'em.
not. I mean, let me tell you something. There's something wrong with all these houses.
Bless them, y'all.
There is something wrong with all of these houses.
Yeah.
Including new houses.
Right.
I sold new houses for 10 years.
Go on, Miss Tracy.
There's something wrong with them. Okay? Believe the hype if you want to.
Right.
Do not waive that inspection. Please, y'all. Please don't.
Because all of your leverage is on the front end before you do the deal.
Right.
Once you go to paper, it's a wrap.
The house is yours.
Because when I was in real estate school, one of the first things that I learned was that if it's not in writing, it ain't.
It's not.
If it ain't in writing, it ain't. So you got to get all that negotiation done before the writing is complete.
Yeah, we went through that. We walked away from this house. We walked away from this house because it was not where it needed to be. And we were like, first of all, we don't want to pay that. And if we are going to pay that, these things need to be done.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not going to do those things? Bye.
Okay, good luck.
Bye.
Right.
Came back to us.
Yeah. Because you have to understand
and lowered the price.
Where your leverage is.
You going to do these things?
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
We'll do them.
All right.
Perfect.
We're going to give
Perfect.
you the money.
We're going to give you the money.
We'll move forward with the
Let's keep
deal.
on going.
Yeah.
But do not be afraid. Do not have a scarcity mindset. Have an abundance mindset.
Right.
My house is here for me now as I want it, in the place that I want it, in the town that I want it, the way that I want it to look. And it is a whole house. It is a safe house. It is in a safe neighborhood. I have wonderful neighbors who like me, who say hello to me. My children are happy here. The schools, I could go on and on, y'all.
My God has no limits.
My God has no limits. You're not limited. Don't start thinking like these other people out here. Cancel your subscription to mediocrity. Okay? So the last thing is consider updating your wish list, right? If you get here and you find out there's certain things I have to have a new house, okay? I have to have an extra office downstairs. I don't know what it is, guys. I have to have a big white kitchen. I have to have granite countertops. Start updating those wish lists. Pick more than 2 areas. Definitely. I think, how many areas did we have picked out? We had about 5 areas.
Yeah, we had about
picked
5
out.
or 6.
We had about 5 areas picked out. Pick out more than 3 areas. Have about 5. That's what I recommend.
Yeah, and you have your things that are must-haves, right? And then you have some other things on your list that are wants.
Right.
Yeah, and so you have to be flexible.
Be
in
very
that,
flexible.
right? Speak what it is that you want, and those things will manifest.
Yes, they
but
will.
also understand in this kind of market, you want to make sure that, hey, sometimes you get even more than what you ask for if you can be flexible.
That's what happened to us.
Yeah.
You
Just
know,
be flexible.
Be flexible. Be patient.
Mm-hmm.
Be flexible. Be patient.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. Any more comments? Oh, you're welcome, Michelle. Like I said, it's called When Your Spouse Wants to Leave. I think that's what it's called. I'll put it in the thing when I follow up too. And Kara 007 said, preach good advice. Thank you. Because we love y'all. And we want y'all to have a easy transition.
Mm-hmm.
And Esma said, amen. That's right. And when you agree, we touch and agree.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
Done.
Okay,
It's
it is done.
Yeah.
It is done.
Yeah.
Okay.
One last thing I wanted to say to Michelle
Okay.
was that scroll back up to the last thing that Michelle typed just before this, right? So she was saying he's been a little depressed and crying and that kind of thing, right? And so what that's telling me is that there might be some guilt there, right? There may be something happening
there.
within him,
Yeah.
something he did or something he's afraid of, right? And so you want to just be mindful of, maybe there's some bad news that he's doesn't want to share. And what happens is we start this negative meditation.
Right.
And when you're meditating on good things happen. And when you meditate on bad things happen, right? And so what you're seeing probably is just some negative meditation. And I think Tracy gave you some great advice, right? Take care of yourself, take care of your children, keep your mental space clean and clear, and these things will work itself out.
Let him know that you're going to give him his space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then check out some of that content that we have, some additional things that'll help you there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It says, hey, Heath and Tracy in chat. Hey, according to MJ. Hey, thanks for joining us this morning. We know you guys can be anywhere else, and we just appreciate you being here so much.
Much love.
If you're watching on the replay, we appreciate you watching on the replay. We're almost at 5,000 subscribers, and that has been a long time coming. We're really excited about that. And we're going to try to figure out if we're going to do something special.
Yeah, we'll do something.
Yeah, it's a little thing. Let's see. We got another question here with John. Hi, John.
What's up, John?
Good morning. Are you still in the DC area? Oh,
Yep.
yes.
Yep.
What are your thoughts for what are some places you would recommend living as a quiet, single 29-year-old?
John said a quiet single. Yeah.
Let's see, John.
It's such a plethora of them,
is.
right? First thing I would say is go back and watch some of the content that we've been doing over the last few weeks, right? We've outlined a lot of different neighborhoods and areas, we've been speaking to both married people as well as singles. It's really predicated on what's most important to you, right? Where are you gonna be working? Where do you want to live?
Which is important.
What is the lifestyle that you're looking to achieve, right? It's the whole concept of designing your life. Design the life that you want, and that will really impact where you live.
I think Bethesda would be a cool place. I think downtown Bethesda is close and cool. When you get into the suburbs, it's harder for singles, I think. I think when you get into the suburbs, you have mostly families out in the suburbs. So when you move out to the suburbs, it's going to feel more isolated.
Yeah.
If that's what you want, I think that's a good option. So you can look at, the outer areas like we were talking about today, Bowie. You could look at PG County. You could look out in Loudoun County. You're going to get really family oriented out there. If you want to stay close in, still have access to closer, and still have access to work. I don't know where you're going to work, but I would start with living close to work.
Yep.
If I were single, quiet, I would live close to work and be done with it.
Yep.
That way, that really simplifies your life as a quiet, introverted person, and it would give you more time and space to do things you really like to do. Because what I find with people that are quiet is they have other things they want to do.
Right.
So if you live close to work, then that knocks out a lot of time that you're not doing anything.
Yep.
That's what we suggest. And what's according to MJ saying here? Let's see. I have a question about Woodbridge. Do you have any suggestions? I'm looking for an apartment. I live in Arlington, but the apartments are so small.
So small. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely go online and do some contrasting and comparison. You can look at other parts of Northern Virginia, right? Maybe places in Clarendon are a little bit bigger. Maybe there's some places in and around Maryland that are a little bit bigger. So I think there are certainly some options. The thing about Woodbridge, if you've got to come into the city every day, that traffic on 95 is going to be a beast, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna really add some additional cycles to your life,
Time
that
and money.
that you have to consider. So yeah, I think based on where you're working, there could be some different things that you can look at, right? If you want to maybe make some adjustments of other places outside of going south, maybe there's some other ways to do it.
Yeah, also look at Alexandria. Alexandria is going to give you a little bit more bang for the buck. And you're not going to have to go as far as Woodbridge. I do see a lot of people moving out, and I get it. It's you're looking at how small you're living and how much money you're paying. But I think what's going to happen is you're going to move further out, and you're going to have if you have to come into the city every day, it's really going to change your life. Your days are going to get so long because we've done the exact opposite, and we could not believe how much time we got back in our lives.
Yep.
You're going to lose so much time. It's going to change, and then it's going to be harder to move back. So really, really look at that before you move out if you work in town. That would be our suggestion.
Yep.
So John says he would be working at Capital One. So yeah, if you're working at Capital One, John.
Capital One Arena, that's in the middle,
Yeah,
middle
that's
of
in
the city.
middle of the city.
So if you don't, our suggestion, if you're working in the city and live in the city,
yeah.
but if you feel like you want a little more of a quiet vibe, then I would say maybe living on the outskirts of the city. Pick your place, right? Whether it's
Silver Spring,
Crystal
Tacoma
City,
Park.
Silver Spring, Tacoma
Tacoma
Park,
Park.
anywhere that's metro accessible, but on the edge of the city where it'll be a little quieter. That would be my suggestion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you work in D.C., according to MJ, I would not go to Woodbridge. It's too far.
Yeah.
I think it's going to change your quality of life.
Yeah.
That's what my opinion is. And we've lived far from work before, and we would never go back to doing that.
Nope.
It's just it totally changed our lives. And I think if you're used to living in Alexandria, figure out different ways to expand your life. You know, there's so many parks here in Arlington and in DC. We go to DC a lot because it's so close living here in Arlington. And we just think that it is just such a gem to just kind of get out, find your favorite park, find your favorite path, and just try to get outside of your apartment. But I get it, especially with COVID. I'm sorry, especially with the panorama. It's going to be trickier because you get tired of being inside.
The other thing I'll say about that is maybe looking at adjusting your space that has more outdoor space, right? And so maybe you move to a different building or a different place that you're going to live, and if that place has outdoor space that you can enjoy, now you don't feel as cooped up in terms of when you are at home. And so that can make your place feel bigger, right? So you have maybe a nice balcony or a yard, a shared yard, or something where you can really get outside right where you live.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. So like, even though like where Tracy and I live is great, the house is sizable and all of that, but I spend as much time outside as I can.
We spend time outside.
Right. And so, you can open the doors up or just walk outside around in the yard or whatever it is. And so I find that makes a tremendous difference.
The other thing is edit your space. Look online. Go to YouTube channels are great for this. Look online. Edit your space. Definitely see what you can do to turn your space into what you need it to be. And I found that we've had to do that in the past, and it works. When you're able to convert your eating area into a space that you can also have your working area, it changes your life. Don't think you need more space just because it feels that way. Go, okay, what can I do here to get more space, to have more of a feel?
So double click into that, baby. When you're saying editing your space, are you saying maybe move furniture, change furniture, maybe buy new furniture that has that's more convertible, that has multi dimensions, multi uses, and so that could be something else, right? So now all of a sudden you bring in you bring in another piece, and now all of a sudden you have so much more flexibility. Where hey, I've got this desk, but when I'm not using the desk, it turns into like this coffee table. Or hey, maybe the desk opens up or it closes up, and now I've got this thing. I've seen that little commercial. It's like it's like a little table, and then the thing is also a refrigerator. You know.
Yeah, I've seen that. It kind
Yeah,
of it's weird, but it's like a table, coffee table, but you open the drawers and
Yeah.
it's also a refrigerator. So you could look at things like that.
Yeah.
The other thing I would say is don't just look at apartment buildings.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to say right now, especially in the Crystal City area and places that are close in town, condominiums are renting.
Mm-hmm.
Condominium owners are renting because they left
Mm-hmm.
during the panorama and they now have an empty place that they're trying to sell that no one wants to buy. So condominiums are larger. Their spaces are have a lot more going on. Look in the real estate websites like realtor.com and place. Look for condominiums. Get a real estate agent to help you find a condo to move in. That's going to give you more room and more amenities without just looking. Don't just look at apartment buildings. Look for a condominium that's going to give you more space because it's definitely going to give you more space. It might cost you a little bit more, but how much is it going to cost you to move? So think about things like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Great questions. Oh, yeah. And they have them right now, too. Great questions, guys. We've had a great time here today. We're going to wrap it on up. And we're so glad you joined us. Join us again next Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern.
Yes.
And I think we're going to jump into Deanwood. We're going to go back to D.C. I'm really, really like into that now.
Queen Tracy has spoken. That's what's going on, y'all. And remember, wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, wherever you're moving to, don't just live there.
Design your life there. Thanks, guys.
We'll see y'all. Peace. 2 fingers.